Chiefs 33, Browns 29. What a game.
Yeah.
This was. What a crazy game. And this is what I'm saying about the turnover stuff and everything. So from a Browns perspective, they did a lot of good stuff, man. They were going for it. They were aggressive. Their first drive, they went for it on 4th and 3 and converted. They were going for it on 4th down. They had they were about to line up and kick the extra point, and there's a penalty, which puts the ball at the 1, so they decided to go for 2 to get up 8-0. The Browns are making all the right moves from a decision-making standpoint. Still wasn't enough against the Chiefs, though.
Yeah, they should have won this game and didn't because they shot themselves in the foot. The problem is that turnovers are just so freaking important in the NFL that they will undo like 20 smart decisions in the course of a game. Like all those tiny little edges.
Ridiculous ones.
Right. And all those tiny little edges that you're stealing in terms of 4th down decisions, go for 2, all those kinds of things. You're stealing like a small edge in win probability here and here and here and here. And over the course of the game, it adds up to the difference between winning and losing. The problem is you undo all of that with one ridiculous turnover. All of it. Like immediately. And the Browns did that a couple of times to the Chiefs, and you just can't do that to Kansas City. They are too good for you to give them that volume of opportunities. And, you know, I tweeted yesterday that, like, the margin for error for beating the Chiefs is just so freaking small. And there were a couple of people like, do you not remember the Super Bowl? Like, yes, with the caveat of, like, when they have an offensive line. Like, when they have 5 backups playing, sure, it's easier. You have a bigger margin for error then. When they don't, the margin for error is so ridiculously small. And Cleveland they gave them too many opportunities.
Nick Chubb fumble, punter fumble. Those are the things that happen in the second half. Bad.
Yeah.
What I was so impressed about with the Chiefs offense, the Browns offense first, all their various playmakers. So they had no OBJ.
No Odell, yeah.
And they had Anthony Schwartz, their 3rd-round pick, who we thought had, what's he going to do? Everybody's just trying to get these speed guys. Is it... One of my eternal questions is why are 4-3 receivers not always successful? How does that not always just work? And I think I just came to the realization yesterday that you just have to use a role where 4-3 speed makes sense, right? So when they have Anthony Schwartz, they had a plan for a guy who runs in the 4-2s, really. Run those deep over routes. Run in Kansas City's the template for this with Tyreek Hill. Right. He's a great all-around receiver. But the Browns clearly have a plan for Anthony Schwartz and his speed because he is just fast. He was wide open on a deep ball and still tried to drop it. He's just not a good receiver. But they had a plan for him, end around, deep passes for him. They used David Njoku down the field. He's their 2nd or 3rd tight end, depending on how you look at it. They used Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the running game. They have playmakers and they have a plan for using them, which is great. And I thought it was impressive that they had a plan for Schwartz, a 3rd-round pick who's just fast and doesn't have receiver skills, and he's going to be a weapon. So I like a lot of what the Browns have done. I think they did lose a little bit of that first half aggressiveness in the second half, though. While came out of the half up 12, right, 22-10. You got to keep trying to score against this Chiefs team. And I know they were trying. They just turnovers.
So real or not real from this game, is Kansas City's offensive line actually going to be a problem? Have they somehow spend the entire offseason investing massively in this unit, and it's still not great?
No, I think Myles Garrett against Orlando Brown, they played a lot against each other, Browns, Ravens. I think Myles Garrett's just tough.
Sure.
He's just tough, man.
On the other hand, you're going to have to deal with quite a lot of those players, in the course of an NFL season.
Not a lot of Myles Garrett.
Not a lot of Myles Garrett, but a lot of good pass rushers at left tackle.
I think the Browns with Malik Jackson, they just did a really nice job revamping that defensive line. I would be encouraged by the Browns defense. I mean, what the Browns defense did, they tried to keep everything in front of them, and they did for the most part. Mahomes, I don't even know how it happened, rolling to his right and throws it back across his body to Tyreek Hill. That is where they're special. It's just he saw one-on-one between Tyreek Hill and John Johnson on a pass that probably shouldn't even have gotten through. I don't think it should have gotten through. It probably should have been tipped if John Johnson looks up, but it gets through and it's a 75-yarder. I mean, there's your margin of error. It's small because at any point they're just going to create a 75-yard touchdown.
That's why you can't give them extra possessions, because plays like that are probably going to happen every now and again, and you just can't give them opportunities to do that.
Mahomes really didn't miss many throws at all, I don't think. He had one early where John Johnson broke it up in the end zone where maybe he actually had time to get it up and pick it off in the end zone. I mean, those are the plays that you have to continue to take advantage of. And then I thought on the other side, Baker played a good, efficient game. I think that's real. The Browns offense is going to move the ball, and they're going to be real. Baker's interception at the end, though, was bad because he said he was trying to throw it away. It's just so late in the down. You have to anticipate you're going to get hit. You have to feel the pressure.
Yeah,
it looked ugly. I understand what he was trying to do.
He's trying to throw the ball away, and right as he's doing that, somebody grabs his right leg, which is the one, coming through to generate power, to get the arm moving, to get the ball out of the off the field. And as soon as that gets taken away in the course of throwing, your arm just can't compensate for that. So it ends up wildly underthrown, thrown right to a chief, and that's all she wrote. For a period, it looked like Baker Mayfield was coming out of this making that kind of statement. That guy was like the second-ranked quarterback in the NFL from week 7 onwards or something last year. And for a lot of this game, it looked like he was going to keep that momentum rolling and look like, hey, not only am I going to have a career year this year, but I'm going to propel myself into the top 5 conversation, and we're going to be cooking. You still have to be quite encouraged, but that was a really disappointing way for it to end if you're a Browns fan.
Browns offensively are what we thought they were in that. Overall offense grade is going to be number 2 behind the Rams here. And that's because receivers played well, running backs played well, offensive line pass blocked, blocked really well. So that was it. Chiefs are tough to beat, man. Tyreek Hill, 11 for 197, including that 75-yarder. Travis Kelce had 6 for 76. The underneath stuff, short and intermediate game for Kansas City. Very good and efficient. Again, Mahomes, just a really good job. I use the word patience for him a ton because we only seem to focus on the highlights with him. But what makes him special is not missing a lot of the short stuff, and I thought he was great in that area.
Chris Jones, almost everything, true outside edge alignment. This thing is for real. It's like moving a 310-pound dude to the edge and just saying, hey, let's see how this works. They're doing it. I mean, almost all of his snaps were legitimately pure edge rushing or pure edge alignment. Had a few pressures in there, had a couple of sacks. It's crazy, but it might work.